hear us? I guess I can check on the YouTubes also.
I have the YouTube up as well. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
You getting that weird echo thing? Like you speak, did you keep hearing it back and forth?
I am not. Are you?
I muted the YouTube, but I have it up there in case people comments that are worth mentioning. Probably not. Words hard.
There's a. We can also see the chat here.
Okay.
Which. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're live. Looks like we're live. That's not what I wanted to do. God damn it.
Chat.
I see it. I got the chat up here. Hello, chatters, if you're joining.
Oh, but we can't contribute to the chat. I guess our speech will have to count.
No, why can't you? You can just
type. See a way to type.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, there's your echo danger wanted.
Okay.
There's the echo danger was after. Hi, what a European friendly time you're streaming at, says Annie Bankson.
It is 1 p.m. where we are.
Yeah.
Yes, but everyone's saying good evening. Stop it! Stop it! Pretend we're all in America.
This is confusing, but
it's an American themed episode, kinda. Sure.
Boring and confusing. What? No, we're talking president of Europe.
Yeah. We're talking Eurovision champ. Which is not a loaded gun of a situation right now at all.
Yeah, we brought back a podcast called What in the World, and we traditionally cover Eurovision every year on What in the World. And this year I think we're probably just gonna stay out of it this year, I think. No reason.
Reasonable.
No reason. All right. So we got people watching, probably. Yeah, there they are. Should we get started? Thank you, people watching. There's a chat. You can always comment, say things. We might talk back. You never know. Danger Will. He's fucking sassy. All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Listcast, the world's most aggressive competitive list building podcast. I am your host, Adam Todd Brown. Joining me as co-host this week, my favorite co-host of all. No co-host, but I do have a couple of fantastic guests. Case in point, Danger Van Gorder is
Hi, everybody.
Danger, how's it going?
It's going well. We got a promotion at work. Now the Senior Housing Policy Specialist 2 at the Accountability Enforcement Unit of the state of California.
2? You're like the sequel?
I'm as high as it goes, baby, before you become management.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. Unless I was working there, in which case I'd be very resentful.
Yeah. I got promoted last year from customer success manager to senior customer success manager. And I'm gunning this year for principal customer success manager. And then I've made it. Then things are great. Then I've won corporate America.
I'm a little disappointed because you started with customer service and then you said Prince. And
I meant principal. I'm a customer success Nepo baby. That's what I am. I'm a divine right to this job.
Kitty, hi. I haven't had a promotion in years. So we are talking about a very heavy topic, very important topic. I'm going to take it serious. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about who should run for president in 2028, 2K28. That is our topic this week. It's never too early to start planning for the next presidential election. Because for one thing, it's definitely going to happen. We're definitely going to have a presidential election in 2028, obviously.
The only polling center might be the Trump Kennedy Center.
Yeah. We're going to have to fly to Epstein Island to vote, but sure, there'll still be elections. And for anyone who is watching for the first time or who hasn't been on the pod in a while, I will go through the rules quick. We each brought 5 picks for person who should run for president in 2028. We're going to go through those picks one at a time and explain why we think they belong on a list of the 5 best presidential candidates for 2028. But after we go through our list, that's going to take us to a list of 15. That's entirely too unwieldy. So at that point, we each take turns cutting 2 from the list. You don't have to cut your own. You do sometimes. I've cut my own before, but you don't have to. And after we do that, that takes us down to a list of 9. And boy, does Dad hate an uneven number. So at that point, we take everything that was cut and we run it through a randomizer website. So the universe decides which of those cuts gets saved.
Oh, wait. So we're not rewarding like first in the chat type things anymore.
No, we're not doing that anymore.
More public engagement. No more public engagement.
Listen, even though this is an episode about voting in 2028, I don't necessarily trust the public to make decisions like this.
Shan't have spoken.
Yeah. So instead, it's a cosmic thing now.
This format is a preview for what the format will be in 2028. So
yeah.
So we'll be good.
Very
good preparation, dress rehearsal.
So then that takes us to a list of 10. We put it out to the people and let them vote, if anyone's familiar with that. And then whoever's pick wins, your life changes overnight. Everything's going to be...
Then they get the nomination.
Yeah.
So say us. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to run as a Democrat in 2028. So with that all said, should we get started? Who wants to go first? Probably not Danger because he's still eating right now. Looks like
just candy cane. Trying
that's a very
all right. Well, now you have to go first.
That's a podcast-friendly snack to throw down on a candy cane.
You got that fresh breath. You're feeling good, feeling crisp. All right, first pick. Maybe not my top pick. I'm not sure, but I tell you what. What's the one thing you look for in a presidential candidate? After we've had all this doom and gloom, everybody hating on each other, all the conflict, you want someone everyone can agree is likable. And who in the world is more likable than Dolly Parton? All right. She's a gem. There's not a human being alive who goes, Dolly Parton, yuck, no thanks. Like, left wing, right wing, what? Like, she herself is a progressive person, but she's also a jillionaire and a businesswoman. She uses her money to like get books to kids all over the country. Like, she does good things with her money, and she still has time to guest star with Kesha, who I love. She's amazing. She understands working people. She understands she wrote 9 to 5, man. Like that is a hymn. It is eternal. She's amazing. And I love me some Dolly Parton. So putting her in there.
That is a good pick. She's up there in years, that's for sure.
She is. Life experience.
Yeah, she wouldn't fix that problem, but I don't hate her politics. She did a song with Kid Rock not too long ago and was like, cancel culture's bullshit. But I mean, that's
all right.
That's as bad as her takes get.
Yeah, my only hesitation is when we go through the vetting process of Dolly Parton, simply because of how rich she is, there's going to be some skeletons that come out. And I don't want to have skeletons in the closet for Dolly Parton. I don't want to live in a world where there's bad things to say about Dolly Parton, which there will be if we go through the proper presidential vetting process. And that will just make me sad, even though I love her and think this is an excellent pick that I'm jealous I didn't think of.
Or will it connect you to the reality that she's a human being like the rest of us? She has flaws. We put people up on a pedestal. We think they can do no wrong. You know what? I like when people I admire have a foible or two. So hopefully she didn't poison some whole town in Kentucky with like strip mining or something. I don't think she did. I think we're okay. You know, she earned her money the honest way, which is writing banger after banger for decades.
She's a good songwriter.
That's a good pick.
Definitely.
And she will always love us. So that's great too.
Oh yeah.
She will. She's got that viral challenge going around right now. Well, no, I guess that's the Whitney Houston version of the song though. So never mind. Never forget Dolly Parton wrote that, though.
Yep.
All right, Ethan, what is your first pick?
So I think my picks are going to start serious and get progressively stupider over the course of the 5. So I'm going to start with an actual politician who is maybe one of the few people saying shit that needs to be said in the national space, and that is Pramila Jayapal.
Hell yeah. Terrific pick.
That is if you were to pick a member of Congress who I would say give them the power to do what they want to do. I don't trust Congress in general in most contexts, in pretty much any context, but if you hold up a sign when Netanyahu comes to visit Congress that says war criminal, and you are willing to risk all the consequences of that in Congress, you get all the thumbs up from old Ethan over here.
Yeah.
And I think of the squad, she is the most squatty of the squad. I don't know if that sounds dirtier than I meant it to, but she is the one who, of that group, I feel like gives the least fucks. And I think that's a valuable thing to have when you have an opposition that gives even fewer fucks than that. You need to lose the fucks you have to give. And I think she would be, of the members of Congress, Senate or House, I think she's the one who has the least fucks to give for the right side.
She's entirely fuckless. All right.
Yeah. She has backtracked on a couple of things, but the fact that she said those things in the first place is something no one else in Congress would do. So if you're looking for a legitimate candidate, I mean, I think AOC is more of a personality, but I think Pramila is the one who, on paper, what they are for, is closest to what I would want in the White House.
Excellent choice. She's marvelous. She's got a great track record, both in terms of getting things done in Congress, being up there for Medicare for all. She's been on the right side of every debate we care about. I want her to continue to be way in the national spotlight. She runs for president. I'm backing her 1,000%. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
And she's not over 70. That's a big thing for me. It's not being over 70.
Yep. Young, progressive woman of color who knows what she's talking about and gets shit done. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. My next pick.
First pick.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's important.
My first pick, this guy is relatively young. I mean, I think he's younger than me. He is a former NFL player who is also progressive as shit and currently is running for office somewhere near me right here in California. But yeah, I want to say assemblyman, something like that.
Okay.
And I am speaking of former Minnesota Vikings punter Chris Kluwe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who in the years since he left the NFL and while he was in the NFL still a little bit, has been one of the most outspoken professional athletes when it comes to political causes, and he is generally always on the right side of those causes. And by that, I mean the correct side, not the right-wing side. He is very anti-Trump. He got arrested protesting at a city council meeting because they wanted to put a fucking Trump plaque on the local library there. Just aggressively on the right side of things.
The correct side
of things. Yep. And I feel like he's going to be a name in politics for a while because he is very young. Chris Kluwe is 43, so he's fucking Jeff's age. So
here's how much I love this pick. I am a diehard Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah,
and I will endorse the shit out of this Minnesota Viking in this situation.
Same.
That's where I'm at. He's great. And he also, on presidential candidate, has being in football culture, a lot of experience dealing with right-wing nonsense and sticking to his guns. It's very hard, and probably cost him a couple years off his career and as a punter by being as outspoken as he was. But he did it anyway. He probably cost himself a few $1 million by being like, I got to say what's right. And in a culture where that's not normal, I'm sure there's people in the NFL who are very left-wing but are terrified to speak up given how football culture works. And he was not afraid. And I love that about him. So I love this pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about a guy in Huntington Beach, which is it's where they make the racist people. It's where wearing swastikas became a thing. You know, you had these surfers in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, wearing the Nazi uniforms that their dads captured in Germany as a joke. And then horrible people, skinheads and assholes, saw them wear those uniforms and thought, I want to do that, but for real. And from that point on, we've had neo-Nazi nonsense in America taking that specific form. You know, people with the armbands and yeah. I'm from Garden Grove, which is like the next city over from Huntington Beach. I love that this guy has gotten so much national prominence, you know, because right now they are represented by a Republican, and that sucks. And we should improve that with Chris Cluey.
Yeah, he's running for state assembly in Huntington Beach in 2026.
Good man.
And yeah, he's a good egg. I would be fine if that dude ran.
I'm gonna drop a donation right there. I'm curious who else is in the running. But I mean, the incumbent she's a woman in her late 60s or 70s, and she's doing this with her arms and thinking that looks natural. Like,
I don't like that.
I'd love to take your health care away.
That's like vampire about to go to sleep pose. Right?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. All right. Danger, what is your next pick?
My next pick. Okay. What do you look for in a presidential candidate? You know, we want someone who knows what they're doing, who's got experience, and who stood up to some powerful figures, which is why I submit to you that, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on her last name. Hang on. This is great. Hang on. It is so obvious. Lena Khan. For whatever reason, my brain did not want me to make that connection. These things happen. Lena Khan, former chair of the FCC under Joe Biden. She is a woman in her mid-30s. And she is the first person since like the Roosevelt era to truly pursue antitrust action in America and succeed. Like, we need her in a position of power so badly. I mean, she's working right now with Zoran Mamdani's campaign in the transition campaign. Awesome. Like, she's a true blue progressive. She's young. She knows what she's doing. She's got a really, really bright future. But like, she's a lawyer and she's won antitrust cases. I'm in Burbank right now. We got this whole thing where Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers and Paramount's like everyone's trying to buy Warner Brothers. And if they do that, then we might lose hundreds, even thousands of jobs in Burbank, you know, and we're all trying to find a way to fight this. But the one best way to fight this is to have an antitrust law enforcement like system that actually functions, caring for people and jobs and cities and what like real people need, and not just, hey, let's just combine everything into one company. So like one person gets to make all the choices. And wouldn't you know it, all those choices directly benefit that one guy and his friends. You know, Lena Khan, if you can hear this, run for something big. We like you. We want you in a position of power. Please and thank you.
It's like they say, if you don't run for something, you'll get caught by anything.
Yeah.
Do they say that? I've never heard that, but I like it.
Me and Ethan say it. We just say it right now.
Yeah. I say it all the time. I say that. I said that at breakfast this morning. Sure.
Yeah.
I love this pick. She should have been president yesterday, in my opinion. Like, we need her. It's like what, like, it reminds me of like 10 to 15 years ago, Elizabeth Warren, in terms of that energy, in terms of like, we're in a corrupt crisis right now.
Yeah.
Let's take a machete to all the things that are leading this, and let's hack some weeds out of here.
Yeah. And also
desperately
zero
needed.
ego on this woman. Like
Yep.
people, she's gone on interviews with like Jon Stewart, like all of these big people who should in their own right run for president. And she just cannot take a compliment. She's just like, yeah, thanks very much, but we're doing our best, and it was a big team effort. It's like, what salve to the Trump era do we need more than someone who's just going to humbly get things done for everybody?
Yeah.
Lena Khan.
It's a good pick. Ethan, what is your next pick?
I will pick someone who I don't know if he has executive experience, but in terms of thinking about some of the core issues and influencing thought on some of the core issues that are plaguing America now and have always plagued America, oh boy, do we need more power for Ta-Nehisi Coates. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
We need him. I love what he's doing in terms of changing how we think about a lot of issues of race and religion and politics and white supremacy in this country. I just want to inject power into his thinking, not just thinking, like doing from this. And I think he's one of the best thinkers we have right now in terms of how we approach issues of race in this country, how we talk about it. I think a lot of we wouldn't have some of the discussions we had in 2020 without him and the work he had done already and the work he continues to do. And he's someone who is willing to talk to dummies in the media and just smoke them constantly.
Right.
Like, I don't know how Ezra Klein will ever show his face in society or like have a computer like to type on because of how much Coates smoked him. I know, but it's just like how, like if I would just shrivel into a ball and die if I had come out of that interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates that way.
Was silence not an option is the smartest thing I think I've ever heard in my lifetime.
Yeah. I think he's great. I love everything he said has been pretty much spot on. Let's give him some power. Let's let him do shit. Let's let him fuck some shit up.
Yes,
it's a pick for me.
Yeah.
He was on my list. That like you sent it in first, so I had to pivot. But yeah, the man is a genius. And he forces conversations that so many Americans want to avoid.
Yes.
And packages them in a way that doesn't apply blame to the people that have sort of attached themselves to one or to a side of these situations. You know, he's a thinker around systems, and it's the systems that have gotten us into trouble. You know, I cannot recommend him more highly for this position.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
At least Senate, but come on.
Yeah, something. Put him in Washington and let him go. Like you put a bull in a china shop. Just like go there, go crazy. See what damage you can do. 100%.
The man wrote comic books on top of philosophy. He's done it all. He's wonderful. It's marvelous.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
It's a great pick.
My next pick, Danger just mentioned it, so here we go. Jon Stewart.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Jon Stewart, I've written about this. I've done episodes about it. I don't necessarily think The Daily Show was the best thing for political discourse in this country because it really has, I think, led to a thing where jokes are kind of all Democrats have anymore when it comes to fighting Trump. I mean, it's changing a little bit now, but for the longest time, it was just kind of, oh, isn't this funny and silly what is happening? And it never really was.
No.
And I think The Daily Show went a long way toward making that happen. That said, I think Jon Stewart is very smart. He has obviously been around politics and politicians for a long time. This has been his daily grind for years and years and years and years. He is obviously very intelligent, and I feel like he'd get some votes if he ran. he's one of those celebrity candidates that would actually sort of make sense, as opposed to just seeming like a disaster waiting to happen. And he's gotten into politics stuff himself, especially with the 9/11 stuff and trying to get justice for 9/11 responders, which seems like it's never going to happen.
But he's also gotten shit done on that front in a way no one else has. I love this pick. Yeah.
And, you know, his heart is in the right place. And if it's going to take a celebrity to fucking win in 2028, I think we could do a lot worse than Jon Stewart. I guarantee he can handle himself in a fucking debate.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing you can say for him is we have a president for all intents and purposes who is an entertainer. He's a shit entertainer. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just the man operates out of impulse and greed. But he made a lot of people laugh. And he did so in a way that just played on their worst instincts. Jon Stewart is an entertainer, like who can think his way around every problem. Like if you're as old as I am, if you're in your 40s, like I am, look at this gray hair. I'm in my 40s.
Gross.
Then you might remember him going on some Fox News show that pretended to be fair and balanced. It was like Hannity and Combs. That was it. And he basically destroyed the show.
Yeah.
Going in and being like, you guys do not have dialogue. You just talk at each other. This whole thing is a ruse and you should stop.
It was Crossfire, which was Paul Begala and Tucker Carlson, baby Tucker Carlson. And he called Tucker Carlson a dick on national television in 2004. Yeah. 2004. This doesn't call Tucker Carlson a dick now. Yeah.
Yeah, he was way out front on that. I read a thing that speculated that is why Tucker Carlson is who he is now. Is that moment where he was like, all right, I'm just going to become the other kind of Jon Stewart.
Yeah. I appreciate this pick. I was going to bring up the work he's done for 9/11 first responders. I was going to bring up the Crossfire interview. I think, and I'll also say, it's not like we don't have a precedent of political comedians becoming world leaders in this era we live in. Yeah. Look at Zelensky, like, hello. That's not unprecedented at this point. What I will say is I did see Jon Stewart do stand-up in like 2005. This is just a funny anecdote. And someone he did like a Q&A and a book signing after that. And people asked him when he was going to run for president, and there was like a big applause. And his response was, which I'll never forget, was, I have a shoebox full of photos in my closet that would prevent me from working at the post office. So it's one of my favorite replies. He also was roommates with Anthony Weiner, which is a little weird.
Oh, no.
They were like buddies in the 80s, and like who knows what shenanigans they got up to. So like Dolly, we'll see what the vetting process comes up with. And, you know, there's shit with like the Louis C.K. of it all that's a little like, but I think the good outweighs the bad here. I don't think he would run. I don't think he wants that kind of power. I don't think he would ever do it, but it would be better than what we have, not only in office in the White House, but the options that are being presented. So yeah.
That was the other pick that I had that you took before I did.
Yeah, and I should credit Connor McSpadden. We were recording yesterday, and who should run for president came up, and first thing he said was Jon Stewart. So,
yep, hard agree.
Stole it. Now here it is. That's Connor's pick if it doesn't win. Danger. What is your next pick?
My next pick, I just this moment got a text message from her. Look,
we're buddy.
You know, I gave her some money a while back for her campaign, and it's going. She's doing pretty well. I want to say a joint ticket between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders. Now, however they figure out who's president, who's vice president, I don't really care. I kind of would go with AOC as prez and Bernie as VP. But I know that those are two people who are going to make decisions alongside one another. It will be a collaborative thing. Like you're saying earlier, Ethan, she's got the star power. She's got the recognizability. Everybody seems to know who she is. We like that she's a young person who has really distinguished herself in Congress. Like, she's not just gotten there and then been a placeholder. You know, there have been young Republicans who've gotten in there and then sort of vanished when we heard a thing or two about how they treated their girlfriends or whatever. Who's that? Was it Madison Cawthorn, I think?
Yeah. First thing that came to mind.
Yeah. There are young people, there are bad people. AOC is a good one, you know, and they didn't stop working. Like, as soon as Trump got back into office, she and Bernie hit the road, started talking to people. So she's connecting with people over. She is working. She filled a power vacuum when Schumer and Jeffries were just like, well, what are we going to do? I guess we can't do anything. You know, it's their government. They're going to get to do what they want. She and Bernie went out and said, no, like these are the people. The people want action. The people want more than just a hashtag resistance kind of thing, you know. And I want to credit a lot of the movement that Bernie Sanders built with the degree of energy you're seeing right now in local community resistance to ICE fascism. You know, like all the people from all the Bernie groups and events or whatever, like those are the people who are showing up to Home Depots to watch out for ICE and defend our neighbors, you know. And like Bernie called himself, you know, in 2016, or maybe it was 2020 when he was running, he said he wanted to be the organizer in chief. And that's really what we need. My theory of power is you get somebody up to the top and then you stay alongside them. Like, we all succeed together. You know, like Obama did a marvelous job organizing in 2008 and then just folded Obama for America. Like he got into office and then, okay, well, we're done. If that organization had kept going, kept energizing people, kept like getting people resources, activating people in local races, we might not be in the position that we're in, you know. Whereas the movement that Bernie and now AOC are at the tippity top of, like, that energy will never stop because they're organizers, you know, and the people that they're trying to activate are organizers. Like, in a campaign once, I was asked, like, what is a leader, or what makes a leader? And I'm like, well, a great leader is humble, and they create other leaders. And Bernie Sanders has created more leaders than any other American alive right now, I think. So that's my dream team top ticket.
I think of all the picks we're going to have on this list, given where we all stand, AOC is the one with the most legitimate chance. Yeah. I think she has the name. She has the star power. She's a rock star. I'd say she's the most scrutinized politician we have in this country, and we have had since Obama, in terms of any slight thing that we don't like gets blown up by all sides, I'll say. There's a lot of work on the right wing. Like, there's been times when Fox News has just been the AOC news channel. It's not been Fox, right. It's been AOC News. Just because of how obsessed they are with her, which I think is fucking fantastic. Let's piss them off as more and more, the way we get pissed off over the other guy. I think that's fantastic. Like, let's stir some shit up. I think there is some sense of betrayal on the left from her. Some of it valid, some of it not. But I think that's a testament to her rock star status in politics. I think she may run. It depends. She'll either primary Schumer in 2028 or run for president. Would love if we had like a Brad Lander primary Schumer AOC run for president situation going on there. It would at least cause some tomatoes thrown at the Newsom train, which please God, let's not have that happen. Adam and I did a whole episode about him a while back, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I I think my issue with Bernie was my issue with him all the way back in 2016. It's just simply age. I just can't have more 70-year-olds determining 75-year-old plus year old people determining how my life is supposed to be decided. And I'm not like
joint ticket, baby.
I know
Ticket.
I think AOC is what I was looking for when Bernie started entering the zeitgeist. And when she got into Congress, she wasn't old enough to legally run for president. That's how much she wrote. She's younger than me, which I think is great. And I'm not that old. I'm on the cusp of 40, but I'm not there yet. And I think if you have AOC as president and Bernie as like her Palatine for good, go for it.
See, I'm on board with this, but I would also be fine with Bernie being president first, just because it extends the amount of time we could potentially have AOC in.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And
then she gets to draft Zoran Mamdani as her VP. We rewrite.
Well, unfortunately, he can't be.
We rewrite the Constitution.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
if we rewrite it, then we're good. Yeah,
calm down.
So we can have.
And also with Bernie being as old as he is, the times when he should have been allowed to run for president, he was much younger. So I feel like we can't hold that against him because he's still got young ideas that have never been explored in a presidential way. So I'd be fine with even just one Bernie AOC term and then she takes over.
Yeah. I mean, Biden at the initial, I remember him saying like, I'll do one term and then I'll hand it off to someone and it'll be fine. I recognize him very old. And then he didn't do that.
Yep.
Until it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until he was forced to do so.
Thanks,
Biden. Could have had a primary.
All right. Whose pick is it? Ethan, right?
Ethan.
Yeah.
Yep. Hit me.
Like I said, my picks are getting progressively stupider over time. But I'm going to go with America's favorite great uncle, Mandy Patinkin. I don't know how else to describe him. I love Mandy. I've always loved Mandy from pretty much all eras of Mandy. I love that he's been speaking up on Palestine in a way that you need a man as aggressively Jewish as Mandy Patinkin to speak up there. If anyone wants to claim the man who recorded an album of folk songs in Yiddish in the late 90s is anti-Semitic, my hat is off to the level of delusion you must have. His politics are great. He has always been a kind soul. He's just someone who I think it's impossible for most Americans to be like, fuck that guy. They may be like, I hate what he says, but him, it's the kind of old, I wouldn't say you get a beer with him, you get a notch with him, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think he's impossible not to love. He's been in one of your favorite movies or TV shows. It's just, he has been, period.
He's got tons of foreign policy experience from being Kerry's handler on Homeland.
Yep. One of my favorite characters on television in an extremely problematic show, but hey, extreme hindsight, woof. But hey, he was great. I just have not, he's one of those people. The only thing I will say about him is I grew up in New York and I played Pee-wee soccer with his son and he was a little gruff, but like I had like some interaction with him and he was a little like standoffish, but it's also like people were hounding him. Chicago Hope was on at the time. So it's just like that kind of thing. So and I also kind of like a politician who's like, all right, enough of the spotlight. Like I would love that. I would love that in a politician. So going with Mandy, Inigo Montoya for president 2028.
The man knows revenge.
Yep.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. My next pick, I'm going to go with a lesser known name here. He's a young guy, handsome. You see him in the streets with a different starlet every week on his arm. Very rude because he's married, but guy's got that magnetism, that charisma, that star quality. got those progressive politics that we all love. I'm talking about Danger Van Gorder for president 2028. Danger, what do you say?
I mean, I'm flattered. Thank you. It's very kind. Seems like a hustle, but I'm up for it.
I mean,
I've run for office before,
exactly.
Basically on the same scale too, because
I think, yeah, you just didn't
100,000 people. America
go
is
big enough.
didn't,
because there
How much
wasn't,
bigger you can go?
because you want to be able to rally the entire You Don't Even Like podcast community around your campaign. So what we do, we have everyone in Europe who are all watching now. I didn't realize if I did this earlier, people would watch. We have them file absentee ballots under fake names. And then, all the American listeners, they vote for you twice. And,
but just in Ohio, guys, Ohio.
I mean, just where you need it. Like, I'm not going to vote for you.
Give a little extra, like, fun kick, like Richard Daley style in the 1960s. Just a little, like, zest there.
Yeah. Danger, what are your political ambitions? Do you envision at some point, like, trying to run for Congress, trying to run for Senate, trying to, I don't know, be the prez, be the governor? You want to be governor?
I mean, yeah, to all that. I like the Chris Cluey model. I really want to run for state assembly at some point. I did my master's thesis on Prop 13, which is a absolute nonsense law in the state of California. It was a amendment to the California Constitution that basically says the older you are, the more of a tax, the less your tax liability is if you own a home. Prop 13 transferred $500 billion from young people and from the state and from communities of color to older white homeowners. It affected so many different things. We have car dealerships instead of enough housing because you get more tax revenue from a car dealership than you do from building enough housing. And now we have a 1 million unit deficit in the state of California. So public housing developer, like having the state actually build units and sell them at cost to people who are going to live in California, not just people who are going to invest their money, park their money in there, and have fewer and fewer people owning all of the housing in our world. Ownership is concentrating. The average age of the American first-time home buyer is now about 40 years old. 20 years ago, it used to be early 30s. And before that, it was like 20, like you could get a job in a factory and buy a house at like 24. Who cares?
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore because the public sector has receded from public needs. So yeah, we got to get rid of the Faircloth Amendment, which says that the state, like the federal government, doesn't create housing or can't create housing. We need Medicare for all. We need to have the public motive, which is not profit motive. We need public motive for the stuff we need, which is housing and healthcare and education and communication too. Like, I don't keep dumping money into T-Mobile and in Spectrum. Their services suck. If we had brand new equipment, because getting better connectivity makes everything faster, we also don't have to worry as much about aging equipment that then start fires and burn down Altadena.
Yeah.
That's what to say.
And I mean, I just am personally looking forward to abusing the power that would come with having the president as a friend. Like, I have a whole list of grievances that I'm going to need you to address, personal grievances against people that you might know and like. But
I'm gonna, you'll be the secretary of the Iron Giant, basically.
I want to be Secretary of War. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to actually create an Iron Giant? I mean, he says he's not a gun.
I want to be Secretary of Lore.
Ooh.
Lore.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
I'll just come up with our.
I want to be Lord's secretary. That's all.
All right.
So stupid. I retract that joke.
Danger. What is your penultimate pick?
Penultimate pick. Okay, guys. who seems to be controlling the entire narrative these days? Like what's the one thing that's keeping us from having a real conversation? Too much money in politics. Way too much goddamn money in politics. We can't have a real conversation because the right wing just dumps millions of dollars into every single race and just buries people in mailers and ads, convincing them to vote against their interests. So maybe the one way we can counter that is to get some, I hate to say it, but good billionaires. And there's only maybe two. J.B. Pritzker and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Joint ticket. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, for all her money, is still a genius. She's still one of the funniest people in the history of American television, of television in general. She's amazing. She's so good at what she does. And she's been on Veep for so long, so she has
Good
at
show.
least an idea of some of the flavors that she
Again,
makes.
depicting a politician comedically becoming president.
Yeah.
Not unprecedented.
Yeah. And Pritzker, I've appreciated a lot I've seen out of the guy. I'm not in Illinois, so I don't know a lot of the ins and outs. But anytime he shows up in my feed, I'm like, hell yeah. Yes, thank you, JB. That is what somebody in your position should say.
Yeah.
That there's
he talks a good game.
He does. He talks a great game. So if you can imagine his game along with Julia Louis-Dreyfus's game, boom. Maybe the only two billionaires who could do some real good in this country.
And it's interesting with Julia because she comes from billionaire level money too. Like her family. Oh, you want to talk about the Dreyfuses? And how much money she came from, and she has turned that into comic gold. She has taken, again, like Mandy Patinkin, impossible to say a bad word about her. Pritzker is, like Adam was alluding to. I think his work, he talks a great game. Actions are a different story with him to some extent. And I have friends who are teachers in Chicago who would have things to say in this situation. Very much so. But I think if you're going to have the least worst billionaires that you could possibly have, there's worse billionaires you could pick for this role. But
yeah,
I quite agree.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Ethan, what is your penultimate pick?
Mine is going to be, I think, the only out-and-out communist on my list. A fantastic musician, an even better filmmaker and TV showrunner. One of the most unique voices in American culture in the past, I'd say, 50 years. And that is one Boots Riley, director of Sorry to Bother You and creator of the TV show I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Whoa, does this man have some politics that I've said before, I think Sorry to Bother You did more to radicalize me than any philosophical argument or any treatise that I could ever or any petition that I've ever read. I worked at a call center, and I had already read the Communist Manifesto in college. I'd already read Das Kapital, but it wasn't until I saw it viscerally, like how call center to communism and capitalism, the pipeline between sales and capitalism, and how far it will go to destroy anything in its path. That movie is one of the greatest movies of the last 20 years. In terms of a political treatise, it's better than any, rah-rah letter you could possibly have. And he's weird. He throws it's something where his shit is, I'm like, how does Amazon give him money? Like, I'm shocked that he so clearly he's able to talk the talk with the right money people to get money to do the things he does. And the things he does are like, how is this platformed in America? I don't understand. How do people let this happen? But I love it. So clearly he knows how to talk to the right people to get shit done. As a director, he has executive level experience. I'll just say that. He
there you go.
I think that he has executive leadership experience and has gotten incredible things done in his own field as a result of that. And his ideas are almost all fire. So Why not, Boots Riley? Give me a good damn reason why you wouldn't want him to have the most powerful job in the world.
And we need a president with a fucking afro.
Yeah.
That would just turn this country on its fucking head.
Yeah.
Right there. That in and of itself would be great. And yeah, Boots
I feel
Riley.
like we finally get the Fred Hampton Federal Building out of that arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which should definitely be a thing too.
Yeah, you want to talk about moving the Overton window? That dude would move. He would move the Overton building, and wouldn't that be marvelous?
Yeah.
You know, imagining a different world as possible is such a part of the leftist imagination, and yeah, like he would make people think that a different world is possible, and then we just have to pursue it.
He wouldn't move the Overton window. He moved the Overton neighborhood. Like that's how much he would move shit. And
yeah.
Godspeed.
It's a good pick. My next to last pick. Here's the thing. This is probably my least serious pick, even though I just picked Danger Van Gorder.
Thank you, Adam.
I feel like there is another direction the left could go. And that direction is, what if we put our own crazy person in the White House? What if we have our own unhinged egomaniac who is good with a crowd, knows how to move a crowd, knows how to talk to people, is going to win every debate you put in front of him just off personality. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 2028 President Cat Williams. Right?
If you're listening to this and not watching,
Danger's
face was just incredible right now.
Yeah.
Well, the signal dropped out for a second. Like I Adam, like it stopped speaking for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, and then it came back. So I was a little concerned that we lost you right at the very dramatic point.
If you did, it would be because the government doesn't want me spitting this fire right now.
There you go. That's got to be it.
Telling you that our next president should, like, listen, we need a president who can throw some fucking looks. You know, you ask him the wrong question, he's going to shut that shit down with just a little bit of a sneer, maybe a hair flip. You don't want to see President Williams hair flip a motherfucker in the middle of a press conference? Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. And I feel like his politics, he's probably on the right side of things. I don't really know. I don't know. I guess we would find out, wouldn't we?
We'd find. I just feel like with a comedian at that level, we're gonna find some shit. I think he said some shit on gay stuff that's not great, to say the least. I could be wrong on that.
Well, I mean, we would sit him down and give him the talk first.
I think there's some value to throwing a curveball that no one knows what to do with. It certainly worked for the Republicans.
It sure did. It sure did. And yeah, we just need, I don't think we need, but it is an option that we could just go with someone who is so unpredictable on the world stage, but in the other way, like in a leftist kind of way. That's what we need. Cat Williams, President Cat Williams.
I'm okay with Cat Williams as president if Boots Riley is his Peter Thiel like equivalent. Like he's the whispering in his ear one. Then
his Rasputin. I'm into that.
Yeah,
fine with that. So yeah, Cat Williams. He's probably going to win, I would think. All right, time for our last picks. Danger, who you got?
Okay, what's the one thing that we need more of in this country? Labor power, unions, like people coming together, collective action. You know, we're at the bottom of the bounce in terms of like union participation. It's on the upswing, man. Like people are starting to sign back up. I'm a union member, very proud of that. SEIU 1000, and everything good that's ever happened permanently in this country has been because of the labor movement. So I'm thinking, all right, we need somebody from the labor movement who knows how to talk, who can argue Trump and his idiot friends into the ground, someone entertaining, someone very smart, someone who knows issues backwards and front. And so I present to you my wild card, because you guys picked two of people that I was going to go with. My guy, Adam Conover. Adam ruins everything.
The real Joe Rogan of the left.
Yeah, I mean, they're desperate on where they're, but like he's in the Writers Guild, and they've had successful strikes recently, and I've seen him at so many large rallies. You know, because I'm here in Burbank, and we got all the studios are here. More than once, I've seen him at protests, and not just with things that are directly relevant to the writers. He was there fronting talkers for teachers when the teachers struck in 2019 here in Los Angeles. Was it 20? Yeah, it was 2019 or 2018, 2019. Long history of solid progressive ideas. He's a young guy. I think he's a future star in the making. If we just get him in front of more people thinking about power and movements, I think he could get a lot of people very excited.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
I last saw him. I ran into him at a Yola Tango concert, so that's a plus in my book. That was fun. Good to see him there. I knew him in New York a little bit. I have no bad experiences with him, which in the comedy world is not for nothing.
Ask for.
Yeah, it's famous last words in a lot of situations, but everything he says, I'm like, fucking hell yeah. And he knows what the issues are, which I feel like a lot of politicians fucking don't.
Yeah.
So
he's got a show at present factually in which he has people like Lena Khan on, you know, so he's got that big network. And also the last comedy show I saw him do, he did a fundraiser for my friend Marissa Roy, who should be, if you're in Los Angeles, vote Marissa Roy for city attorney, because the current city attorney is terrible. We've lost so much money in settlements. She's going after people exercising their First Amendment rights, speaking out against the genocide. And instead, we could have Marissa Roy, who's in her 30s and brilliant, and she's a wonderful lawyer. Saw Adam Conover do a set for her, and rather than get super serious, you know, talk about the issues, is like, I need a break from serious issues. So my set right now is about just being really horny. And he did a whole half hour on his romantic engagements as he was a freshly single person, you know. So again, life experience. That's another good one. He's had some ups, he's had some downs. You know, he can make you laugh, he can make you think.
Openly horny president as opposed to a closet horny president.
Yeah,
fine,
love it. Ethan, what's your last pick?
So one of my passions in life, unfortunately, for my cholesterol is ice cream. And while the company this man sold his product to is less than ideal, the man himself is iconic. Part of one of the most iconic ice cream duos in history. One, Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's. Yep. Fabulous left-wing politics in a way for people at that corporate level you don't usually see. Started as a hippy-dippy small business and has kept that hippy-dippy solo entrepreneur energy even as he's become a billionaire. You want to talk about? I think he's at least a multi-millionaire, but he gives
very comfortable.
But I'd say there's probably another zero at the end of his worth than a millionaire status. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he was arrested for speaking out against Gaza, speaking out in favor of Gaza against the genocide in Congress. Another old Jewish man speaking out for a cause that flies in the face of what you would expect from most of my fellow tribesmen in that situation. And just great politics, big donor to great causes. And when Unilever got to genocide for his likings, he cut ties. Yeah. He's willing to he's one of those few people who has that money, but you want to talk about someone who has money and is willing to make sacrifices to money for what's best for the world. He is a man who can do that.
Yeah. He stepped away from the company because they wanted him to stop speaking his mind.
Yeah.
Unilever, not Jerry. Jerry's
Jerry for VP.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he spoke his mind, and Unilever said, "Don't do that." And he said, "No, I'm going to keep doing that." And they said, "Well, then you need to leave." And he said, "I'm going to leave, and I'm taking my values with me."
Fired, I quit. What you love to see.
Yeah, that's a good pick. My last pick, I guess this is only halfway a joke. I've actually said this on a few podcasts before, but name me a single person who, one, identifies as a socialist, two, absolutely charms the shit out of the Midwest. No one does that better than John Mellencamp. John Mellencamp, I've been researching him a ton because he is the next season of our band podcast.
Ooh.
John Mellencamp is absurdly progressive when it comes to politics. One of my favorite quotes that I've come across researching him that I keep bringing up, he talks about meeting Obama and telling Obama that he was a little too conservative for his taste. And he goes, so Obama asked me what I would have him do different. And he goes, and I just said a bunch of crazy shit. I would love to know what the crazy shit he said to Obama is. But John Mellencamp, he means it. The shit he says in his songs, he fucking means it. If you go back to the early days when MTV was just not putting black people in music videos, John Mellencamp was. Go watch those early fucking videos. John Mellencamp is, I don't know, he really toes that line between super duper progressive, but also who in the Midwest hates John Mellencamp? Like, you never hear him getting shit from Fox News or Trump or anyone because it's John Mellencamp. He's a fucking American institution. You can't be mad at that dude.
He's almost like a bizarro Kid Rock in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
No. Kid Rock is a bizarro John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way to put it. That's better.
Mm.
What I'll say about John Mellencamp, do we add the cougar now? I think now that if he's in politics, you got to get rid of the cougar, I guess.
That genuinely did confuse me.
He got rid of the cougar in 1991.
I know, but it's always in our hearts. But I will say about John Mellencamp is if you've ever spent any significant amount of time in Bloomington, Indiana, he makes more sense. I will say that he is. He is where the Midwest freaks like to hang out in John Mellencamp land. If you are, I think, and he's got the perfect first lady. Is he still married to Meg Ryan? If so,
I don't.
Did they split up? That would make me sad if they did. I know they were married for a while.
On Wikipedia,
think they're still married.
No, I see spouse Elaine Irwin divorced 2011.
Okay. I think that's when he started dating Meg Ryan. I don't know if they're still together, but I do know. But I would love Meg Ryan at the very least as first lady. What a charmer. Put Michelle to shame.
A president who smokes again.
Oh my God.
That would be amazing. And you can't question the toughness of John Mellencamp. One of my favorite stories in rock music history, which I used to actually get the details wrong. They are crazier than I thought. He at one point was on tour. This was like 93, 94, and started feeling really fluish and like was really sick. And in the original version I had in my head, he went feeling that way a few days and then finally went to the doctor. No, what actually happened is he felt that way for close to a month and finally went to a doctor, and the doctor was like, "You, sir, had a heart attack." And he was like, "No, I didn't have a heart attack. I've been up and moving around and chain smoking this whole time." And the
That's like
doctor
some
was
Ty
like,
Cobb shit. Like, are you kidding
the
me?
doctor was like, a first-year medical student could look at this and know you had a heart attack. And that's when Mellencamp was like, oh shit. So it sounds like I had a heart attack then. Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah.
just imagine, this is when he was smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a
Ugh.
day. Even if he cut that in half when he was sick, he's smoking 2.5 packs of cigarettes a day while in the throes of a heart attack.
Yeah.
You don't want that kind of toughness in the White House?
Genuinely hard to argue with.
No.
There you go.
I just looked
Lenny
it
had
up.
a bottle of Jack Daniels and steak every day of his life, right?
He does not drink.
No,
Does not drink,
okay.
does not do drugs, has not since the 70s.
Okay, but I'm saying like some people in rock and roll defy physics and basic biology by just consuming, I guess, one specific toxin forever every day.
Yeah.
And all right, yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna make it to
Yeah.
his mid 90s.
He's 74, but he's a young 74. I'll put it that way.
And he's an art guy. He
Yeah.
has like a whole side career in painting. Another really fun story. One of his most recent albums is called Strictly One-Eyed Jacks. And there's a painting of him wearing an eye patch on the cover. And he's wearing an eye patch because he got in a fight with his son, who at the time was a Golden Gloves boxer, was 18 years old. Son punches him in the eye, gives him a big old shiner. John Mellencamp gets a call from his own dad, who's like, you need to straighten out your attitude. That's why your son punched you in the face. And John Mellencamp starts wearing an eye patch to cover this black eye. And the painting on the album cover of him wearing the black eye was done by the son who punched him in the face.
Amazing.
That is some grade A humility right there.
Cool.
Yeah, real full circle stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what kind of president John Mellencamp would be. You want a president you can have a beer with? How about a president you can punch in the eye and he'll still be like, you're right.
Yeah, let's make some art out of this.
Sorry.
Yeah, you convinced me. I was like, really, John Mellencamp? But then, whew, that's a good argument. Hard to dispute what you're saying there.
And also Cherry Bomb is such a banger. Cherry Bomb, Authority song. Fucking love John Mellencamp. All right. So those are our picks. Now it's time to start cutting some shit. Should we go in the same order? Danger. What are you going to cut first?
I genuinely hate this part because anytime I've ever chosen one of Adam's picks, he holds it against me. He goes out of his way to take away my choices, and I'm left with one submission out of the 5 that I've brought in. I don't like this. And because I don't like this, Ethan, I'm sorry, I have to start with one of yours. Yeah, look, I love Mandy Patinkin, but I think he's too gentle for our moment.
Oh,
I think he's too gentle for our moment. He's too cuddly. I want to hang out with that guy. I want him to tell me everything's okay. Right, Mandy Patinkin, he's great. Finishing the Hat is.
Have you never seen Homeland?
Was that?
Have you never seen Homeland?
He's got some attitude in that.
Yeah.
Started it, but like, no, he's got a cookbook with his mom, and he's holding her on the like, no, Mom, let's talk about Jewish cooking now.
Oh wow. So he's not manly enough for you. I get it.
No, I'm saying like I feel a different kind of comfort, and that's all I got right now. Sorry, this is the best I can explain it.
Ethan, what's your first cut?
I'll allow it. I'm gonna cut Pritzker and JLD. I think the fewer billionaires we got on this list, the better. And I feel like the America I want to see is not what the Illinois that is yet, despite talking a big game. And I think I'm sick of politicians talking a big game and not getting the results that I want. And also his family money, if you look at the Pritzker family, it's pretty fucked and hard to come by, hard for me to like accept a Pritzker in the White House just because I lived in Chicago for a little bit. I went to a school where his family was on the board of. It got weird. So as much as I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus, that's going to be my cut.
Okay, I guess he was the poison pill in that case.
Yeah.
My first cut, I am going to cut Danger Van Gorder. Just because, I mean, come on, it's not, you're not going to win. I'm here to win, man. Come on. I'm trying to win Listcast.
Dude, this network shows up for Mike Van Gorder. They show up for me. And I'm sure, you know what, the randomizer's going to as well.
We'll see. We'll see. Who Danger do you want to cut next?
I got to go Cat Williams. You know,
I saw that coming.
Yeah, just because, like, I don't see him.
It's too good of an idea, I think.
I don't see him staying interested in the job, honestly. Like, I think
he's going to have to do some stand-up tours, but we'll just shut down the government while he's out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Ethan, what is your last cut?
Oh, what a tough choice. Even though I just talked about him, and it's one of my picks. I think he's great, but because I have a no billionaire in the White House policy, I've already established in my cuts. Ben, you gotta go. Sorry,
he might not be a billionaire.
He may not be.
He's
but
close enough, though.
Close enough, and I'm just like, no matter. He did make a deal with Unilever initially, even if it's regretful, and that's not. Listen, take the bag of money, but I just want less bags of money in the Rhodes Garden.
100 million, according to this first web result that had a number in it.
Okay, that's still a zero, a little more zero than I'm comfortable with. Zeros at the end than I'm comfortable with. But sorry, Ben, I'm gonna need some peanut butter cup after this to defend you.
Right. See, guys, we got people in the chat saying they'd vote for me. So I'm going to ask you, please follow me on Instagram at Van Gorder for Burbank, because we're going to have a lot to discuss over the next year.
You had to see me cutting you in this section. You had to see that coming. We did best musicals, and we cut Hamilton both times, like just because you picked it. It's kind of become a tradition.
I don't like that.
I love it though. It's so fun. And here's the thing, you might still be in contention because again, random.
You know what? If we'd done this the old way and Andy Bankston was the redeemer, I'm sure that I would have been redeemed.
Yeah, that's why we don't do it that way anymore.
Thanks, Andy Bankston.
Yeah. All right, my last cut. This is legitimately hard now. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna cut Adam Conover. No, he's so young though. I hate this, but I'm gonna cut Dolly Parton.
What? Oh, God damn it! Stop cutting my Hamilton.
All right, then I'm gonna cut Adam Conover.
I would rather you cut Conover than,
fine.
And I like Adam, but I think even he would be like, save Dolly. #save Dolly. So, yeah.
All right. Adam Conover lives, but let's see what the universe says. Dolly Parton lives. All right. Now I'm going to put our cuts in random.org is the website we use. And I'm going to randomize this 10 times. Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'll just do this 5 times next time. 7, 8, 9, 10. Your save is Mandy Patinkin.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Again, he's Saul on Homeland. He's got all the foreign policy experience. So that is our saves. The list will be up in a second. I'll put it in the chat for anyone who wants to vote. If you are a Patreon subscriber, you can head on over there and do some goddamn voting. In the meantime, who are some people who almost made your list, but did not ultimately.
Yeah, I got an honorable mention and a dishonorable mention. Honorable mention, Reverend William Barber. He spent a lot of time with Bernie. I saw him a couple months back speak. The man is electrifying. He's a man of faith. How are you going to get mad at a preacher? You know? And the only reason I didn't go with him, and I kind of reconsidered this as I was going, but he's not the healthiest fellow. He's got 2 canes he needs to move around. And it took me like getting halfway through the podcast to remember, oh yeah, FDR had some trouble with mobility as well. But yeah, Reverend William Barber would be an excellent president. And my dishonorable mention is Eric Trump, because I want that guy to run for president, because like even like the coked out energy of Don Jr., I think would attract some support. I think that the more like Eric tries to be out in the public, the more people realize, oh, this was always bad. Like these people were always weird, gross losers. Yeah, like give this guy the Jeb treatment. Like get him out there, let people
clap for Eric. Yeah.
Oh my God, please clap. Like I'm a Trump too. Like, yeah, but you've all sucked. Always. And it's just that America was racist enough for a racist president for a while.
Yeah. If I were to pick 2 honorable mentions, solid lefty credential politicians, just not at the fire level. Maybe a little fire level, but not. I just don't think they would get the oomph I wanted. One was Katie Porter, who I will almost certainly be voting for governor. There's flaws, but I'm okay with a Warren Jr. in Sacramento. That works for me. And Brad Lander, the comptroller for the city of New York, for nothing else, saying good fucking riddance to Cuomo, like word for word. That got you a vote for something in my book. So yeah,
that was a beautiful moment. He made shirts. I love it.
I almost put James Tallarico on my list, but I don't know enough about him outside of
there's some weird shit there. Especially there's not great stuff there. There's a lot of money flooded into his stuff, but there's a lot going on. I don't know enough about it either. So yeah.
I look forward to James Tallarico or Jasmine Crockett defeating whatever monster, I forget his name, the Texas senator who keeps trying to get us all killed by medical neglect.
Yeah. That's Texas for you. All right. So the poll has been up for a little while. I think we can safely refresh and decide our winners. Who do we got? Coming in at number 5. Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Okay. So coming in at, I guess, a tie for number 4 and number 5, Dolly Parton and Chris Cluey are bringing up the rear. In 3rd place, Boots Riley.
Hell yeah.
Good showing. In 2nd place, Bernie Sanders / AOC. I actually thought they were going to win, but the actual winner, 1st place, your new president in 2028, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Stewart.
I'm fine with that.
Your president.
Yeah, I like a president who doesn't want to be president. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we should just pick one and force them to do it.
Have you watched the Death by Lightning Netflix show? The Garfield assassination?
It's so good.
It's really good. Maybe the only president who didn't want to be president in American history.
Yeah.
Nice. I will watch that. So, hey, Adam, congratulations on winning Listcast. Your life is going to change overnight. Very excited about that. And thank you, Danger and Ethan, for doing the pod. I appreciate it. What do we got to plug before we get out of here? We're going to have some new subscription options soon. Things are going to be cheaper. That'll be happening in 2K26. So be on the lookout for that. That's all I got. Ethan, what do you want to plug?
Yeah, I will plug my one-person show, which is coming to LA in January. It is called Jew Interrupted. It is about my story growing up in New York, the son of a Jewish history professor at Columbia. So a lot to mine there, especially given the last couple of years of shit that's gone on at Columbia and in the world. But also my story and my ultimate path growing up and navigating that world. It is playing at the Crow Comedy Club in Santa Monica on January 21st and at the Lyric Hyperion in Silver Lake on January 28th. Check it out. Tickets, you can go to jewinterrupted.com to find out ticket information, more information on the show. If you're happen to be in Toronto, I'm playing there in May with that show as well, May 9th. So come check it out. Again, jewinterrupted.com. And if you want to follow me on all the socials, it is at Ethan Stan Comedy on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok. Don't do the Elon platform except for a burner account I follow purely for sports purposes, which I will not tell you what that is. But yeah, Ethan Stan Comedy on all the socials except for Twitter. So there you go.
Danger. What do you want to plug?
Countless thousands. We got our holiday shows coming up on the 27th. We're doing that at oh god, what is it called? Three clubs. Yep, 3 clubs. Hollywood. Very excited. It's been a while since we've had a proper show. Our new album Woke Moralists is out everywhere. It's excellent, highly regarded. Please enjoy, download, support us on patreon.com/countless-thousands. And then if you're interested in supporting my own interesting political things going on, follow at Van Gorder for Burbank. That's FOR Burbank. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happening next year. And join your local neighborhood community defense initiative. You know, watch out for ICE. It doesn't take much to do a lot of good for the community. The more information you can put out there about like where they are and who they're trying to abduct, the more protected everybody is. We've done a lot of good in Burbank, building up the Burbank Community Defense Network. You know, saved a lot of the community has stepped up to defend our neighbors in a way that a lot of our so-called leaders have not. And I'm very proud to be a part of that network. So you can too. Get in there.
All right. And I think that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. Ethan, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Danger, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.